The Sani Pass is the mother of all South African passes. Statistically and in every sense, it outdistances, outclimbs and outperforms all its competitors with consummate ease to have become the most iconic gravel pass in South Africa. Situated between KZN and Lesotho, the pass was built in around about 1950 and remains a challenging drive in 4x4 vehicles with all the drama, scenery, bad weather and treacherous conditions expected of a pass with a summit altitude of 2,876 meters above sea level. This is high altitude stuff, so go prepared for bad weather at any time and expect snowfalls as late as October. To approach from the west via Lesotho, as we've produced it, head southeast from Mokotlong on the A14 route via the Black Mountain Pass for approximately 60 kilometers to arrive at the western end and summit point of the Sani Pass. The pass starts at its western end at an altitude of 2,876 meters, close to the Lesotho border post, and descends 1,332 vertical meters to end on the tarred road to Underberg at 1,544 meters. This altitude variance is 232 meters more than its nearest competitor, the Mariepskops Pass in Mpumalanga. The Sani average gradient is only 1 in 20, thanks to the long and easy gradient section in the foothills of the Drakensberg, but certain sections do get as steep as 1 in 4 near the summit point, and it's here where most drivers have difficulties when things get slippery. The large number of vehicle wrecks down the ravines bear mute testimony to the dangers involved. Many visitors travel from abroad to tackle the notorious Sani Pass in hired 4x4s, such is its reputation. The pass is presently being prepared for tarring and will be completed in 2 stages, with the initial project taking the tar up to the South African border control point. Work on at least another 5 years before the entire project is completed. The first set of hairpins are incredibly dramatic. As the road starts descending, the sheer scale of the landscape comes into focus as the first few bends disappear down the ravine like a lazy serpent. Along this first upper section, most of the hairpin bends are 180 degrees and have a very tight turning arc. Some of them allow sufficient space for one vehicle to stop. Roadworks near the summit have improved the hairpins by being widened to make the road safer. If you traverse this first section in clear weather, consider yourself fortunate, as on most days it's under cloud. It's also possible to experience severe summer electrical storms and extremely strong katabatic and anabatic winds throughout the year. Drive deliberately, remain in the right gear, maintain your momentum and stay sharp. Gabions have been installed at critical points to prevent rock falls, and water diversion ditches have been dug to get rid of excess rainwater. The harsh reality is that the road has been built right up the middle of the ravine, exactly where the water must flow down. It is the water that causes all the damage to the road, and driving up or down the pass in a heavy electrical storm is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Most trips down the Sani Pass are preceded by a visit to the Sani Mountain Lodge, where you can enjoy a rest at the highest pub in Africa. With a roaring fire and walls adorned with history and graffiti, you can while away a few lazy hours and get a meal here as well. They also offer overnight accommodation. You'll need to have 100% concentration as you descend the first 11 switchbacks below the summit. This section is also preferably driven in low range, second and third gears. It is here that you'll appreciate why only 4-wheel drive vehicles are allowed to drive this pass, and if there's ice or snow on the road, you need to be extremely careful. Very few South African drivers have adequate snow driving experience. Add in some alcohol-induced bravado and you have a recipe for disaster. Under extreme weather conditions, it's better to stay over at the lodge an extra night and wait for conditions to improve. It can snow on this pass in any month of the year. If you're expecting snow, invest in a set of snow chains and practice fitting them at home. Working outside in snowy conditions and sub-zero temperatures will make things very much more difficult than what you think. The actual South African-Lesotho border is at the summit and not at the South African border control point. The entire Sani Pass is therefore on South African soil. Be sure to watch parts 2 to 7 of the Sani Pass.